Hi folks, Tamara here with some info for you today on the wild grapes. The beautiful wild grapes that are abundant right now here in September. Well, it's August 30th, it's almost September. And in our region, we get a lot of these native wild grapes, which are delicious. And particularly, we get a lot of them in years where we've had a lot of drought in the summer, because the grapes love the drought. And so this year they're very abundant. I have been eating and enjoying them. You can see my fingers are a little purple from picking them and eating them. And so I wanted to talk about them so that you know about them too, and you might have opportunity to harvest them at this time. So the grapes they're a little bit sour, but they also are sweet. I find them quite delicious. It's a really lovely amount of sour, and they're loaded with vitamin C, lots of antioxidants, really nutritious, really helpful for healthy blood circulation and to help cleanse your blood vessels, really anti-inflammatory throughout the system, really helpful in cleansing the system and also preventing any irregular cell growth, promoting healthy, normal cell growth, and preventing mutations in cell growth. So they're a helpful cancer preventative. And the grapes are available to harvest basically from like usually mid-August until throughout the fall, but they dwindle because the birds get them, and we need to leave lots for the birds because they need them, and other creatures too. But this year there's such abundance that there's enough for us to harvest and enjoy as well. So you can see that they grow in these clusters, right? Like they are all attached to one stalk, all these little grapes. So there are other vines that grow around that have blue round fruit like this that are not grapes. They won't be growing in these grape clusters, right? This is just like the kind of bunch of grapes you get at the grocery store, except that the grapes are a little bit smaller. And they're always going to be purple. And here are the grape leaves, and you can see that they are they look a little bit like maple leaves. They've got these points to them. They've got these lobes, but they're entire, one whole leaf, but with these various lobes at each point, these little points. And then you can see that on the edges of on the edges all the way around the leaf, it's serrated. It's like these little tiny points, like it's serrated. It's not smooth like the edge of a maple leaf would be. So that's how you can differentiate it from another vine that we have around here, the Canada moonseed, which has leaves that look like this, except you don't have these sharper, serrated edges. They're smooth edges without the serrations on the leaves of the Canada moonseed. And so if you see that the leaves have smooth edges, not serrated edges, they're not grapes, and you're not going to go for them. You can see that the grape is a vine. It's climbing all the way up. I don't know how high I can, there we go, up the tree. And so that's what the vines do, the grapes. They climb trees. They will take down limbs of trees. Sometimes we have to cut them back because we want to save trees. But when we do that, if it's earlier in the season and we find that the leaves are a little healthier looking than this, meaning they don't have these little spots on them when they're younger, they are just all green. They're really nutritious, and we can eat them as a cooked green or stuff them with rice, lentils, whatever, roll them up and make dolmas, like the Middle Eastern stuffed vine leaves. Really nutritious, great way to work with them. At this point in the season, though, it's too late for that, and when the vines are fruiting, then all the energy and all the goodness is going to the grapes. So we're gonna go for them. Now, the one other vine that you can sometimes mix up with grapes, they produce blue little berries as well, is called the Virginia creeper. And you can tell the difference because the leaves on the Virginia creeper they're not entire like this, meaning it's not just one leaf with these few lobes, but they actually have 5 separate lobes. Or not separate, but they're very deeply lobed. So I don't have a sample of that to show you, but it's they're 5 separate loaves instead of one whole kind of looking maple leaf type looking leaf like this. And the fruits don't grow in clusters like a grape, but each fruit comes off its own individual stem, and so they don't look all clustery like this. And the stems from the Virginia creeper are often quite red, and here you can see that the stems are quite green in my purple fingers. So I encourage you to check out the Vitis genus, the grapes that grow in our region while they're available here in the late summer and fall. To eat them as a trail snack. Of course, you can make jellies and all sorts of like preserves from them. I find that they have such a beautiful zing, and they really they lift my spirits and they lift my energy. I like to just eat them when they're out in the sunshine and I have the chance to pick them right off the vine. And I try to eat at least a few, or at least a little bundle every day while they're in season here, because I think it helps to prepare my immune system and my body in general for the season of cold, where we're going to need to store our nutrients and keep our immune system high. So that's what I got for you today. Check them out. Enjoy the grapes. Whoop. Over and out. Tamara and grapes.